Hello, family. Well, today what I want to do is a presentation on the WhatsApp policy changes that are taking place. It will be a brief presentation. All this information that I'm sharing with you can be found on the whatsapp.com website. If you go to the facts area, you'll be able to find all of this information. All right. So, a few of the areas that we're going to be discussing today. The areas of discussion are the privacy policy, the new changes that WhatsApp pushed out that they would be doing, the information that you yourself share with WhatsApp over the WhatsApp platform that can be shared. What does that mean for you, the individual that is using WhatsApp, and where you can go to disable some of these settings. So WhatsApp at the beginning of the year, they pushed out a notification saying that they will be updating their privacy policy and you must agree to it. Well, WhatsApp was very vague with this notification that was sent out. And as such, a lot of persons assumed that WhatsApp was asking them to share all of their information with them through their platform and as well as through Facebook. If you're not aware, then Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram are the same company, so, which is under the Facebook organization. So the same things that apply with privacy and everything would apply with WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. So the reason I'm bringing that up is because you have to be aware that as the corporations, when WhatsApp joined Facebook in 2014, then the affiliation exists between them, right? So here is the notification that WhatsApp sent out, and at the second bullet you will see it says how businesses can use Facebook hosted services to store and manage their WhatsApp chats, right? So I don't know if this was skipped over when the person were looking at the email, the notification that was sent out, but here it is that the WhatsApp is asking you to update so that their businesses can use Facebook and integrate it with the WhatsApp chat. Now, additionally, let me say that privacy policies and terms and agreements are things that are standard with downloading applications that require you to log into them using phone numbers or of some sort. So the issue normally lies with the fact that persons don't read these terms and policies and the terms of agreement and the privacy policy statements, right? Or they would go on a YouTube or a Facebook to get information about what it is that they're signing when the information is there on whatsapp.com, right? Additionally, to add to the misinformation that was being put out are these fraudulent text messages that are sent out on a regular basis. Every year they're sent out at the beginning of the year to say that WhatsApp is changing stuff, and if you have to send it to a certain amount of people or to get a green check mark or something of the sort. These messages are not legitimate messages that are proven to be of any use. They're just spam, they're hoaxes, and they should not be forwarded, especially inside of our community context, to one another without verification. And if you need verification, just require that, inquire of one of the media team managers or media team personnel further, and we'll go ahead and assist you as best as possible. So to combat all of the misinformation that WhatsApp was dealing with, they tried to post this on their social media to say that to reassure customers that WhatsApp doesn't save their messages, their photos, their voice messages, their locations. No data is stored by WhatsApp, right? And even this little clip that is sent out on their social media has also been misunderstood as well, because why? They're trying to get out as much information as possible and not lose persons with the terms of agreement and the privacy policy, as long as those things are. And people are looking at this and saying that it's a bad thing as well. Well, WhatsApp doesn't store your messages. From what I have read and what I have researched, WhatsApp doesn't store your messages. The most storage of messages that WhatsApp does is to make sure that your messages are delivered properly to persons who may be offline. All right, what does offline mean? It means that if you don't have data or Wi-Fi access, then your messages will be stored until that message is delivered. WhatsApp is utilizes end-to-end encryption, meaning that messages from one person to the next is secured and nobody else can read it or see it. And then inside of a group chat, then those messages are also secured. End-to-end encryption is applicable to those. So many messaging platforms will utilize end-to-end encryption. Some messaging platforms will say they have end-to-end encryption, but you have to use the chat in a specific way or it will not be end-to-end encrypted. It will not be encrypted at all. So be very careful with what you're switching from into, and do your research to make sure that end-to-end encryption is a standard procedure throughout all messaging that is done on that platform, right? So what information is shared with WhatsApp? Also, at the beginning of the year, Apple decided to um, require applications to show exactly what information is being shared over their applications, right? So here's a list of things that can be shared over WhatsApp. Not This is not saying that this is the default setting for everything on this list to be shared, but this is the amount of data that can be shared, and it just depends on which in which way you are utilizing WhatsApp. So if you're utilizing WhatsApp for the personal use or the business use, and we'll get into that after this slide. So just understand that this is the amount of information that can be shared over WhatsApp, not that it is shared, but if you're going to be using it for more than just messaging, then the possibility exists that you'll have to share more and more information. So what does this mean for you, the individual? Well, if you're using WhatsApp for personal use, like I said, end-to-end encryption applies and all messages will be secured, all photos will not be stored, voice messaging, video messaging, location, so on and so forth. All of these things are private from one person to the next or in a group context. So you don't have to worry about that. And just remember that I said that, you know, the more, depending on what you're using WhatsApp for, then the information that you're going to be sharing might be more and more. So for example, yes, you're using it for personal use, but if you're using it and syncing it across all three platforms, that is WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram, then you may share a lot more information than somebody who is just using it for messages. So just keep that in mind as well. All right. The default settings inside of the application may need to be adjusted to fit you, the user. So don't let the default setting, don't think that the default settings have already been tailored to fit you. Go inside of the settings, and we'll go into that at the end to access the settings and put them to fit yourself. So if you're going to use it for a business, right, WhatsApp business, now this is the major changes that WhatsApp has been asking for the privacy policy to be updated, because now they want to utilize WhatsApp business on a more regular basis, right? So the information that you're going to be sharing will be more here, because now you can use WhatsApp and load your payment information inside of WhatsApp to purchase things, talk to businesses to set up delivery or order certain items. And because it's going to be a business thing now, then the same algorithms that are applicable to other businesses will be applicable to this specific business. So then, just like if you're shopping on certain online shopping platforms and you see where it's recommending certain things for you to buy, that's based upon the algorithms that they utilize to find, based upon your purchase history or the things that you view the most. Then they'll go ahead and tailor your search history so that you can look at things that you may be interested in. That is the same thing that WhatsApp is going to be doing. Or certain video streaming platforms. If you go on there and you see where it says, because you have watched this video, then you may like this video. Those are the same kind of algorithms that are applicable to this. So you just need to understand the difference between the two ways that it is being used, right? Personal or business in a business setting. So that's the two ways, and depending on how you're going to use it will depend on the amount of information that you will be sharing across the WhatsApp platform. So where do you go to disable this information? Well, the information is easily accessible through your phone. You just need to know to go into settings and the correct location to go about doing it. And this can, as you can read through this, but I'm going to also go through a video tutorial to show you on both the iOS platform and the Android platform how to go about accessing these settings. Let me just say that even though I'm speaking about WhatsApp, it may be in your best interest to go about looking across all social media platforms and making sure that your settings are configured in a way that gives you the best privacy possible. Right? You don't want to just share every and anything with persons across social media. So for the iOS platform, right, the first thing you need to do is locate the WhatsApp on your phone, the application, go into settings, which is at the bottom right of your screen. Once you're in settings, you'll go ahead and access account. Select the account tab, and that will open up another location where you can find the privacy. Select privacy, and then you'll see the myriad of options that are there for you to be able to change to your liking, to be able to either allow or take away the advantage of persons to see certain things. For example, red receipts. Red receipts are those little blue check marks that you see at your message when somebody has read your message. You know, if you don't want that to be able to be seen by others, you can actually deactivate that. A lot of people don't know that, but as you can see here on this slide, red receipts can be deactivated so nobody knows when you have read their messages. So it kind of keeps it a little bit more private. On the Android platform, what you have to do is basically similar, right? You find the WhatsApp, you go to the settings. This one is at the top right. It says more options, those three dots. Once you click on that, drop down will come where you click on settings. Once you get into settings, you're going to go to account. The same thing as before, you'll select privacy. And once you select privacy, then you'll have the options to go about tailoring the privacy settings to fit you, the individual, right? So some of these things are default. So for example, your status, maybe if you want to see your status to only be seen by your contacts or no one at all, or you want it to be seen by everyone, even people who are not your contacts, right? You can have your status be seen by them as well. All right, so be very careful with the settings that you're going to be selecting so you can make it as private as possible for yourself, right? Here are the areas that you can go to access the information. I've highlighted a few of them, but if you go to whatsapp.com, you'll be able to access them, more of them here. If you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to reach out to the Philadelphia Life Center media team. We are here for you. We are here to serve you. And if there's something that you don't quite understand, then maybe we can go about looking at it and get a better idea of what exactly that verbiage is saying, and clear up the misconceptions, right? We are in a safe place inside of our organization, inside of our community. There's nothing that we're sharing that is so top secret that no one else can see. We just need to make sure that we tailor the settings inside of the privacy location to make sure that it fits us, the individual, and not everyone is seeing everything that we don't want them to see. All right. Thank you very much, and I hope this presentation was informative and it benefited everyone.